Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahweh Shai. Double honors unto the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who rule well, and shalom to the elect. This video, I want to speak about going to the history, more history on the Hebrew, dealing with the dividing of the nations. Alright? So I'm going to get right into it. This is Genesis chapter 10 and 21. Unto Shem also, the father of the children of Eber, the brother of Japhet, the elder, even to him were children born. Okay, and I'm going to read this again and break it down bit by bit. Right. So it reads, okay, unto Shem. Okay, now who's Shem? When you know, Shem is one of the three sons of Noah, who basically was of the 8 souls, one of the 8 souls that was saved in the ark during the time of the flood. Okay, and his name Shem in the Lashon Kodash is Sham, which means name. Right, because he was named that because through his line, the Shemitic line, the name of the Lord will be preserved. All right, so let me read on again. Okay, as it was mentioned in Genesis 9 and 26, blessed be the Lord, power of Shem, alright? Because the Lord would essentially deal with that line. Unto Shem also, the father of all the children of Eber. Now first and foremost, Shem was not the father of Eber. He was essentially the great-grandfather of Eber. Okay, because between Shem and Eber, Eber had 5 sons. Lod, Afaxad, Ashar, Aram, and Elam. Okay, that was his 5 sons, but through Afaxad was a line of Shem, the chosen line preserved. Afaxad, and then you had, I believe, actually it's right here, Salah, then Eber. Okay, so he was the great grandson of Shem. Okay, and the name Eber is essentially where you get the Hebrew from, Ibar. All right, and Ibar means from the past. Okay, because that he basically was going to be the preservation through him. Will the line of the Hebrews be determined? So essentially, anyone that's a Hebrew comes from the line of Eber. All right. So reading on. So unto Shem also the father of all the children of Eber. Okay, and Eber, all the Hebrews come out of the line of Eber. But more of greater importance, the name Eber, Hebrew is the preservation of the language of Hebrew. Okay, so you have the Shemitic line for the preservation of the name of who will be given a name, and you had the line of Eber for the language to call upon a name. And then you have many Hebrews. There's 6 different nations which are people on the earth that are Hebrews, but there's a Hebrew of the Hebrews, that's magnified above them all, that have the real Hebrew that's spoke of in the heavens, which the Lord has given us in that day, man, fulfilling prophecy of Zephaniah 3 and 9. Alright? The brother of Japhet the elder, and of him were children born. Okay, now I'm going to jump down to verse 25. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg. Okay, Peleg in the Lashon Kodash is Pelag, which means divide or division. Alright? Let me read this again. And unto Eber were born 2 sons. The name of one was Peleg. For in the days was the earth divided, and his brother's name was Joktan. Alright, so how was the earth divided? Was it cut in 2? No, it wasn't, man. It was divided by language, and I'm going to prove that. I'm going to jump to, just breeze through Genesis 11 and 1. Genesis 11, 1 down to verse 9. And the whole earth was of one language and of one speech, that being the Lashon Kodash, the Hebrew, Ibaryoth. And it came to pass, as they journeyed from the east, that they found a plain in the land of Shinar, and they dwelt there, and they said one to another, "Go to, let us make brick and burn them thoroughly." And they had brick for stone and slime for mortar. And they said, "Go to, let us build us a city and a tower, whose top may reach unto heavens, and let us make us a name, lest we be scattered abroad upon the face of the whole earth." Okay, so essentially what they were doing was what the New World Order is trying to do today: establish a one world government, okay, where everyone comes under one, one religion, one doctrine, essentially, and one tongue as well, even being English, all right? It governs it's the international language of the airways, all right? That's proof. Okay, and the Lord came down to see the city and the tower which the children of men builded. And the Lord said, "Behold, the people is one, and they have all one language, and this they begin to do. And now nothing will be restrained from them, which they have imagined to do. Go to, let us go down there and confound their language, that they may not understand one another's speech." So the Lord scattered them abroad from thence upon the face of all the earth, and they left off to build a city. All right. So basically, essentially, the Lord scattered them, okay, divided them, and that's the fulfillment of that was why Peleg had the name he had, because this took place around that time, and and the line during the time of Peleg as well. That was the dividing for the chosen to be selected in that time, the beginning of the chosen line. Okay, so in verse 9, "Therefore is the name called Babel, because the Lord did there confound the language of all the earth, and from thence did the Lord scatter them abroad upon the face of all the earth." Okay, so everyone got their allotted lands. They were scattered according to their allotment of land. Right, and essentially, America today is the same thing, man. America is a melting pot. Jeremiah 1:13 tells you that about the land of the north being a seething pot. So, you know, back then, everyone got scattered because they were trying to build a one world government, and the same thing's gonna happen to them today. But then also back there, you had a line of people, a lineage that basically kept that Hebrew, and the same thing would happen today. There'll be a set of people that would have that Hebrew, man. So I want to go to this precept to back up the point of the division. Okay, because King David said, "Through thy precepts I get an understanding." So this is a precept to elaborate on this. This is Wisdom of Solomon 10:5. "Moreover, the nations in their wicked conspiracy being confounded, she found out the righteous." This she is speaking about wisdom. Wisdom, so I'll put wisdom in there for she. Wisdom found out the righteous, right? And that's the lineage, all right, of the Shemitic line leading down to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, all right? "And preserved him blameless unto Yahweh," okay, "and kept him strong against his tender compassion towards his son." All right, so basically that shows you right there that the righteous were kept into wisdom. And what's part of the wisdom? The Lashwan Kodash. In order to call upon the name of the Heavenly Father and His Son, you need to know the Lashwan Kodash, because that's the language of the heavens, all right? So going back, I want to read this next precept to further, compound the point. This is Genesis 10:31. "These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations." So that when it's being spoke of, it actually said that these are the sons of Shem after their families and their tongues, all right? Because they had various tongues, but essentially being the Hebrew is the main tongue when you go down to Eber, All right. So give me one moment. Read this again. Um, These are the sons of Shem after their families, after their tongues, in their lands, after their nations. These are the families of the sons of Noah after the generations in their nations, and these were the and by these were the nations divided in the earth after the flood. All right. So with that, I pray you're edified. Say shalom.